Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. All right, so the score was 127-102. The Los Angeles Lakers fall at home to the Denver Nuggets, as if we thought anything else would happen. That third quarter, after our halftime video, you could tell by my tone at the halftime video we were up by like 6 or 7 points, and you could tell by my tone that I just expected the worst, and it occurred. The Lakers got outscored 37 to, I believe, 15. At one point, the run that the Nuggets were on was like 50 to 16 in the second half. Jokic is going to get the game ball. Like I say that early. He walked out of there with over 34 points. I don't know what his stat line was, but it was terrific. I know that. Lakers shot 44% from the field. My name's BDF44. We shot 44% from the three at the half, so it's a lot of 44s to put a cherry on top of my misery. Anthony Davis had his worst game of the season by far. 14 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 steals, or 3 blocks, 2 steals. I don't remember what it was. Bron had about 18 points, 6 assists, something like that. 7 boards, something like that. I don't remember what Austin had, but he really did light it up early in the game when we ran up by 10. He couldn't miss a shot. But I honestly don't remember the stats on there. Forgive me. D'Lo and Gabe Vincent had the same amount of points. They both walked away with 7 points. D'Lo was like 2 and 9 from the field. I think Max Christie had about 12 points, hit a 3-point shot at the buzzer to get us over the 100-point mark. We were outscored in the paint. What was it, 64 to 40, I believe it was. Got killed on the glass by like 14 boards, I believe it was. I don't remember exactly how many boards we had, but I think we lost that battle in about a dramatic way. About 14 boards, I believe it was. Dalton Connect, I think, had about like 8 points or something. Forgive me, the stats are just cloudy, man. I really didn't retain the stats. I'm frustrated here. But we didn't get Dalton enough shots. I know that much. I know Porter walked away with 24 and 11, I believe it was. He walked away feeling real good about his game. I remember last year he had a game where he didn't miss a single shot against us. This is one of those nights where it's really hard to do the job, man. I'm not going to lie to you. This is really hard to do the job. I would be dead lying to you guys if I said I watched that whole game. I didn't watch the whole thing, man. I was in and out. And because the first quarter, to be honest with you, I was having trouble with my link, and so I maybe was able to chime in around the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. Watched the first half from there, but I was eating and washing dishes and all of that. And then, as I settled in the second half, they started doing that for which they do. And I started paying attention to other stuff, man. I was clicking around on my phone, looking at Instagram, looking at Facebook, looking at everything else that interests me. Because, to be honest with you, I really didn't care to watch the Lakers be demoralized by the same team that they're always demoralized in the same exact fashion that they always are demoralized. I've seen this movie how many times in a row now? It has to be something like 16 times in a row or something like that. I mean, it's at this point, it's the only thing to expect when these two teams come together. I commented on a Instagram post, said as a lifelong Laker fan, I can legitimately say, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that the Denver Nuggets are in fact the Lakers' daddy. So long as these same men are in these same uniforms, this is what This is what it is. We've been dwindled down to this, Laker fans. As long as these guys are in the uniform representing us, this is who we are. Now, I don't care how many championships we won in the past. I don't care who wore the uniform before these guys got here. As long as these are the people wearing the uniform, this is how this goes. Denver comes into your building or you go into theirs. It doesn't matter. You're going to go up by 10, 12 points. And then The Nuggets are going to gain confidence. The Lakers are going to lose confidence. And the game is going to go the other way. You can study these two over the last 3 years, and you're going to find that that is what occurred all but once. And the one time that didn't happen was in the playoffs last year, where we actually found a way to win a basketball game against this team. Otherwise, that is the script. And it sticks to that every single time. Tonight might have been the worst one of all, though, because we did find ourselves up by 10 at one point, but in the second half, we accepted our fate and let the bottom run out. And I believe that some of our players have this so far embedded in their spirit that they already had accepted defeat before the deficit even occurred. I think this is embedded in these guys. I really believe that they don't believe that they have any chance of beating this team. And if they don't believe, then they can will themselves toward this result. And that is what I think you saw tonight. You saw a bunch of people who did not believe that they could beat another team. And they went in against that team and just did not. They did not compete. In the second half, in the third quarter, when things started going wrong, just like it always does with these same men, when the Lakers turn the ball over a few times, the Nuggets hit a few shots, the Lakers lose confidence. The Nuggets gain confidence, and the inevitable ensues. And that's what you saw in the most dramatic and exaggerated form tonight, was the same script that has been played itself out for the last 3 years. JJ couldn't change it. Dalton couldn't change it. And because we didn't make enough changes, this is what we have. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you think Jonas Valanciunas or some center from the Utah Jazz is going to keep this scenario from occurring, you're going to be upset when you find out that they cannot. This is exactly what's going to happen when you bring either one of them centers here, bro. Robert Williams, none of these people are going to stop this scenario. This is a problem that is embedded in our core and in our role players. So bringing one guy or removing one guy, bringing in a coach, removing a coach, that ain't the problem. The problem is LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and all the people who keep on losing to this team over and over again while still clustered together in the same uniform. They are the problem. And their lack of belief and their lack of ability against those men. And that coach is the problem. Nikola Jokic, Gordon, who did not play tonight, Porter, Murray, Christian Brown, who else? Peyton Watson. All of the mainstays of the Denver Nuggets, as long as they're clustered together going up against these cluster of men, they own them. They are embedded in their psyche and in their souls and in their hearts in such a way to where it doesn't matter where this game is played. It doesn't matter what the situation is, who's coming off a back-to-back, who's had rest, what type of winning streak the other team's on, what type of losing streak the team's on. It doesn't matter. If these two clusters of teams are coming together, the Nuggets are going to do exactly what they did here, man. This is the only way this ever plays out. And that's what I've accepted. I've been through the motions of going through this process and being in denial about it, having to accept it, being hopeful, seeing the same thing play out each and every time. Till it's gotten to a point where it's like, I have accepted my fate as a fan. As long as these are the people representing me and those are the people representing them, I must accept that I'm going to have a lead and I'm going to lose it. And I'm going to lose the game. No exceptions, but that one time in the playoffs. And it didn't mean nothing because we still got ousted the same way the next game after that happened. This is a part of the DNA and the fabric of these two particular teams. One just simply owns the other. And that's it. That's it. So for all of those people who were telling us that we needed to avoid the Denver Nuggets, I've never been more certain you were right. Everything I ever said about wanting to face this team was wrong. Everything I ever said about having to get over the hump with this team was wrong. All of it. I don't agree with anything I ever said about that. You must avoid Denver at all times. You must avoid Denver at all costs. If you face this team, this is what will happen to you. It is not up for debate. It is one of the best bets in sports today. Next time the Denver Nuggets play the Lakers, that is exactly what is going to happen. We are going to go up by a certain amount, and we're going to lose confidence. The Nuggets are going to out-execute us, and we're going to lose the game. And the next time, the same thing is going to happen. And the next time, the same thing is going to happen. And guess what's going to happen the following time? The same damn thing. It ain't no change that I expect will occur. None. So I just want people to understand this. This ain't about heart. This ain't about confidence. This ain't about being let down or unhappy or none of that. This is how the universe has it set up. This is what it is. That's how real this has become at this point in my mind. That's how real it is in the minds of the players, obviously. Because in that third quarter, they showed me exactly that this is how not only it's set up, but it's how they're going to will it to happen. The Nuggets didn't just beat the Lakers. The Lakers beat the Lakers because they played into the Nuggets' hands in such a definitive way that we couldn't even get up 15 points in the third quarter. They let the bottom fall all the way out of that basketball game in such a just demoralized and pathetic way that it just was something that we all had to accept. Everybody in the building had to accept that. Like, yo, as long as these people are running around in the purple and gold, the Nuggets are going to beat them in the same fashion. I'm not even upset. The only thing I'm upset about is that I actually watched that crap. The little of it that I watched, that was what was upsetting. Russell Westbrook, he got 1 million assists tonight. Got, bragging rights. Tapping his forehead, cussing at our fan base like he, like this was something that could have happened under any circumstance when we know damn well all he's doing is riding the coattail of that team. It's the only reason why he even signed with that team. And he's mad at us because he sucked. That's the crazy thing about it. He got in our uniform clammed up and mad at us for not being pleased with it. Mad at us for wanting him gone when he kept messing up our situation. We traded away the farm and a whole cow for him. And he mad at us for not being pleased with him being absolutely and utterly his worst in our uniform. It's amazing how an individual can blame other people for his poor play. But that's what I'm getting from it. He wouldn't sign with the Denver Nuggets so he could beat us in this fashion, so he could scream and yell. And I'm just looking around and I'm saying, Jokic is there, Porter's there, Murray's there. This was going to happen no matter who was on the damn team. This was going to happen if I was wearing a Nugget uniform. I could run around and scream and holler too. Ride the coattails of the Denver Nuggets who own the Lakers. Anybody can do that, buddy. So I'm not overly impressed with D'Angelo. Excuse me, him either. But either one of the Russells, I'm not impressed with either one of the Russells. D'Angelo, man, I don't know, man. I think a lot of what went wrong out there was him not being able to hit shots early on. I think everybody had something to do with that third quarter, and far be it for me to be an expert of that third quarter, because as soon as they checked out, I checked out. But D'Angelo's numbers tell you that he put up the same amount of points as Gabe Vincent. That's all you need to know. This is what he's been dwindled down to at this point. His role is diminished and his production is diminished with it. I don't know what to tell people. You know what I mean? If you can't, I look at D'Angelo Russell and I say, brother, if you can't tell that you are costing yourself a lot of money right now, I don't know what to tell you, bro. But there's going to be a couple people who are making a lot of money this season who will be lucky to be in the NBA next year. And he's one of them. If anybody signs him next year, he'll be lucky. I'm just being honest. That's just where we at. Some people gonna be gone. This day last year, some people's they ain't gonna have too many more seasons in this NBA, man. A couple of them people play on our team too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think they're gonna be around. And they become free agents, I think they're gonna be out in the wild for a long time, man. So they better enjoy this right now while they can. They're in the NBA now. Seize the moment, ladies and gentlemen, because some of y'all This y'all last shot. And you're blowing it. Just want to put that out there. So yeah, man, I'm embarrassed to be a Laker fan tonight, to say the least. I don't identify with this trait. This don't happen to me in my life in different ways. I find ways to overcome things like this. I really do in my own life. You ain't gonna have the same team beating the hell out of me over and over and over again. Well, I take that back. I gotta amend that, because there was a time where we had a situation, me and my friends, a 3-on-3, where we kept losing the same team over and over again. We finally got over the hump against them once, but no, I gotta take that back. That actually did happen to me. I digress to say it can happen to me, but what I will say is we found a way to win. We found a way to get a victory out of those guys, and they were significantly better than us, and we were not professional basketball players. So I don't think it equates, but far be it for me to say I'm better in that way. I'm not. But what I can say is it's not something I can live with. I can tell you that. I lose sleep over stuff like this. You know what I mean? And so that's what I can honestly say. This is something where if the Lakers are like me, they ain't sleeping too much tonight. You got to find a way to get these demons out of you. The Denver Demons, you got to get those Denver Demons out of you, Anthony Davis. For you to walk away with 14 points in a season where you're averaging 30, the problem starts right there. It's in your head and in your heart. If you can't compete against those men, then you can't lead this basketball team to where we need to go, brother. I don't give a damn who you destroy outside of the Denver Nuggets. It's always going to come back around to you having to face that team. And if you can't play any better than you did tonight in that third quarter, then you can kiss that MVP chance goodbye. I'm not giving you the MVP. If this is the type of crap that I'm going to have to harken back to, it's going to go somewhere else. If it ain't going to go to Jokic, it's going to go to Jason Tatum. If it's going to go to Jason Tatum, it's going to go to Giannis. You're blowing it. Because I can tell you right now, we ain't going to see too many of these type of games for the guy that wins the MVP this year. You ain't going to see 14-10 in a blowout situation against a team he never can beat. This is the type of crap that keeps people from giving you awards, Anthony. Straight up. Performances like this is why people go the other way in different situations. You got to let it be what it is, man. Bron, you did this to Toronto. I think the universe is making you feel how it feels to be in this situation, because you've done this to people. We witnessed it from afar. You used to do this to Toronto every year. So the Nuggets are doing it to you. That's what it looked like to me. And look, the Lakers got to understand something, man. This is what I was saying throughout the course of watching this basketball game. There are two people who don't identify with the ineptitude and the demoralization of losing to the Denver Nuggets. It's our coach, J.J. Redick, and it's our rookie, Dalton Knecht. We did not feed Dalton enough. All of these other guys who have memories and nightmares and demons in their head about the Denver Nuggets, you got to give the ball to the guy who doesn't have that in him. He ain't lost a million games to Denver. He don't have his heart ripped out by this team a million times, but he can string together 25 points in one quarter. And you didn't give him the ball? He could single-handedly change your DNA if you feed him, but everybody was looking to pass amongst each other instead of passing it to the new hot hand. This is what I'm talking about. I've been talking about this for a couple of days. Everybody, I can't tell you how many times I saw Dalton Knecht ready to receive the ball and people taking shots for themselves. Austin did it to him. Gabe did it to him. None of y'all need to be taking shots over Dalton Knecht. He shoots better than all of y'all. Am I crazy for saying that Dalton Knecht's the best shooter on this team? Am I crazy for saying he's one of the most capable scorers on this team? And that he only had 9 attempts tonight. It speaks to guys not being ready to let him carry them. And for me, I think that's bullcrap. I think that's bullcrap. And I think that's needed to be said. I'm not singling out one player or two players. I'm looking at the entire unit, and I'm saying, if you don't give the ball to Dalton Knecht, you're not a better team for it. For whatever your reasons are, for whatever necessary in your head, if y'all don't get that guy the ball, you're not going to win games like this. Your problem that you can control is that you have not been a good executing team against the Denver Nuggets. What is he? One of the best shooters in basketball today. Already. As a rookie. He don't have that trait. He has the trait that y'all need to find within yourselves. While y'all clanking shots and missing opportunities, he's going to connect on those shots. But you got to make sure he gets the ball in order for that to be possible. And I felt that this team failed miserably in doing that. And it's exactly why it played out the way it did. Because the same men who lose the same way over and over again kept doing the same things they're prone to do, and everything that often happens ensues. You got to get the ball to somebody that's not a part of that DNA. You got to find a way to utilize the strength of somebody who doesn't have those demons. And the Lakers failed to do that tonight. As I said at the beginning of the day, you got to get the ball to DK, man. So that's really what it comes down to. I'm to say I'm disappointed is a joke. That's not even the word. I'm demoralized. I'm defeated. I haven't felt this helpless against a basketball team since 1996 Utah Jazz, y'all. That's how long it's been since we've been defeated by the same team over and over again to this degree. This is beyond disgraceful. I deserve better. That's what I'm saying to those people down there. I don't deserve at all to keep losing to the same team over and over and over again. A team that didn't even win the championship last year. There are people out there who beat the Nuggets, and we're not them. And that is a big problem. Anthony Edwards knocked the Nuggets out of the playoffs last year. We failed to the Nuggets. I don't understand it. But I can tell you it's beneath me as a Laker fan. It's beneath me to watch us lose to this team over and over and over again. That's how I feel, man. And that they get the bragging rights forevermore to say we the Laker daddy is just disrespectful to us as Laker fans. It's disrespectful. And the part that makes it even worse is that you know you got to continue to suffer this. Because as long as these are the same people representing you, this is exactly how they're prone to let things go down. They're going to wear your uniform and they're going to lose to the Nuggets. Dragging all of your history into that ineptitude pit with them. So that's my point of view, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what I have to say, man. This ain't about X's and O's. It's about just the universe doing what it often does. You know, if you throw something, it's going to hit the ground at some point. Maybe it'll hit the wall, then it'll hit the ground. But if you throw it, gravity's going to take over. And at this point, when it comes to the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers, it's no different. It's just gravity, man. The Nuggets are going to beat the Lakers. It's the best bet in sports. BDL 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.